what's it like? You know, do you feel pretty comfortable being back here in Minneapolis, playing a gig back in your hometown? You know, is it the settings and the moods of the hometown shows different than shows like in New York?
Yep. Right now it is definitely. We've been very fortunate this summer, sort of starting in spring and the summer, we've been doing extremely well. Where we're in Minneapolis and St. Paul, where we're based right now. So definitely, I mean, you know, 10,000 people festivals.
Yeah.
You know, so that we, you know, we're not doing that in New York. But it's so yes, it is a different feeling. So it's a good feeling to have. It's also fun to go out and be a little more challenging.
Yeah, be on the road. And,
yep.
Yeah. So, you know, being on the road, interesting things must have happened all the time. What do you guys think was the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you on the road?
On the road, the most embarrassing thing ever.
Well, I guess it doesn't have to be ever, but, you know, something unique, I guess.
You know, probably the most embarrassing thing ever, we probably don't remember. That's probably...
Really? Yeah.
But we've had all types of technical difficulties. Those normally are the kickers, man, when you're on stage and something's not working at all, and you need it to be.
Yeah.
And you kind of, you know, I think a lot of times you take it more seriously than the people actually are paying attention. But people, you know, most people don't even maybe know what's, you know, stuff cuts off and things fall over. We were in London, and I hit one of our bandmates. I threw my guitar up as he threw his head down and cut him over his eye, and then like a little bit later, his whole keyboard tipped over. But it was kind of like, you know, kind of enjoyed that.
It kind of added to the essence of the show,
kind
almost.
Of the shows used to have back in the day,
just a little wild and crazy. Any stitches or anything?
He didn't get, no, we don't stitch
Nothing
up,
serious?
No.
You guys just
super glue it and tape
drink it and then drink up later?
Super glue it and tape it up.
So, when did you guys, you know, Solid Gold, when did you guys decide to become a band?
We was in Madison, Wisconsin about 7 years ago. And it was a 3-piece, and one of the guys ended up moving, so then we were a 2-piece for a while, and then we became a 3-piece again, and then that's kind of now the core members of the group, and then we've added, since we've been in Minneapolis, we've added a couple other people, so now we play live, it's 5.
Definitely. Then, how did you guys manage to survive as a band without huge singles, you know, large amounts of nationwide radio play, and the help of, you know, a really big recording label?
I think it's just survive. I mean, yeah, that's a good question, but I think it's just that we love doing what we're doing. It's kind of like, at this point, I don't think I could not do it. Even if I was told not to, like, you know, or if I was advised not to, or even if I felt some part of me was like, nah, I still have to kind of do some kind of recording or performance, something like that. So it just kind of became second nature, and whether or not the success, I guess it doesn't really matter whether or not that doesn't have it's not a decisive factor whether or not we'll be a band or not.
Yeah.
It's a decisive factor whether or not we'll make a living doing it.
Totally. Then I understand you guys are pretty big into cooking. I read this on the actual last interview with you over the phone with Willis. And what was the most recent meal you guys cooked?
I think the most recent kind of band meal that we kind of did was actually 2 of us. One of the guys he's got a cabin in Wisconsin, and we did a kind of a big barbecue, and we grilled a bunch of different stuff, and actually got some skate wing, which I love. And
what was that?
Skate wing. It's like a...
Really?
How to explain? I don't think I've ever seen a skate in real life, but it's like, from what I'm told, it's kind of like a baby stingray, and so it's like kind of has, you know, kind of like this.
Stingray.
Kind of like it, yeah. And so the wing is the kind of the wing.
Yeah.
We didn't do it. It wasn't the best preparation, but that was the last time that we had cooked something kind of fun together.
Yeah, cool. And then, you know, tell me about your song Bible Thumper. There's this really good lyric in there that I was just kind of curious about. And you say, I woke from the fight in the middle of the night. My hands still smelled like gasoline, but I'm too cold to burn. Does this have any hidden meaning, possibly a night out on the town where things maybe got out of hand? Or
No. That was more. That was more just sort of, you know, when you wake up. It was kind of more like a dream state kind of stuff. When you wake up in the middle of the night sometimes, and you kind of think you're awake, but then you find out that you're just dreaming again, and you're in your dream, you've been awake. And I guess I just was I think at that point I just sort of was very exhausted and manic.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I just kind of just came from just sort of the state of desperation where it's like I felt like I was able to, in my head, I had really these thoughts of like destruction and whatnot, which I didn't necessarily act out, but that's kind of what I felt like, and I just kind of just was a lyric that just sort of came, you know, it wasn't anything specific.
Yeah. Then if you guys were to describe yourself as being an alcoholic beverage or anything, what would you guys think you would be? It could be hard liquor, it could be beer, wine, you know, just what do you think your sound sort of reflects?
Oh, the sound? Or what? Wait, okay, so...
I guess maybe the whole core of Solid Gold, you guys' personalities,
well, you know, like
the sound.
Even with food, in terms of what we like, I mean, we're big in like real ales and, you know, we have a lot of friends that are extremely talented cocktail, mixologists, actually.
Yeah.
We should call them. But I think we'd probably be a Tanqueray and Mountain Dew.
It's awesome. I love the gin, the pine needles. Right? It's very Wisconsin.
Two of the members used to just Tangadoos. They used to drink them in Madison and take their shirts off.
Yeah. And okay, basically I have a few one-liners for the, the people in Canada who don't know all about, the Minneapolis scene or whatever, if they're going to come down here and visit. Best place to eat.
Killing me. I'm going to say best place to eat, I'm going to say Moose and Sadie's.
Really?
Yep.
Where's that?
It's downtown, Warehouse District.
Ah, okay. Then best place to go if you don't have any money.
To jail.
To jail. Then best place to go if you want to spend all your money.
Jail. No, there's all your money. Lauren.
La Belle Vie.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Getting drinks from Johnny.
Yeah, exactly.
Are they expensive?
Yeah, but they're really, really good. So that's, if Moose and Sadie's for like, if we do restaurant stuff, we'll say good place to eat, also spend less money, that's, and then on the higher end, a place called La Belle Vie. I have friends that work there, and it's a bit, a little bit more higher price, but fantastic. So
really?
Worth it, yeah.
Okay. Then, best place to find cash on the ground.
Oh, I just found $1 the other day in my block. So my block.
Is your block?
Up in Seward. I live in a neighborhood called Seward right now for another 5 days.
Yeah, I know where that is. Then, best place to fall in love.
Oh, Adam's eyes.
Oh, no.
What a nice thing to say.
Wait, there's nothing in this one.
Oh, snap.
Then, basically, I have one more question, and I like the idea that you guys, design all your own clothes and your merchandise and everything. What, inspired you guys to take that route and instead of having someone else do it for you?
Well, that was one of the guys in the band, Matt. I mean, we just had an idea we wanted to kind of do everything ourselves, and he's just an extremely talented designer.
Yeah.
Graphic. So it's like we had that. He had that tool, and we also had just the ethic of no one was doing else. It was one of those things where you just been a band for a while, and when you first start, like no one's, if no one's gonna help you out, you just do it yourself.
Yeah.
So we used to go buy a bunch of T-shirts at, thrift shops, flip them inside out, and then he would design, do screen print, and he would just sell those or hawk those or whatever.
Way to search, buddy.
But it's because he's really good at it.
Yeah,
as well.
it's talented. Why hire someone else when you have the talent?
Might as well use it.
Yeah.
And then you don't, you're separate. Skip the middleman, and also then you have you then have the power to mold what not only the band sounds like, but how the visual images of it.
Yeah,
that's a big thing to us.
It's almost more significant too because
it is very significant. We still keep it as kind of like I said, the punk kind of ethos.
Yeah.
Where it's like do it in a basement. And, one day if we ever have to pass it off, it's gonna have to be somebody that we love.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was my last question, man. I mean, thanks for interviewing for MossipBlog.com. I really appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you coming out.